Okay, so we're going to review ordering decimals because that seems to have been the lowest area that y'all scored in during the last CBA. So it's something we're just going to review. All right, so one thing that we learned when we order decimals is that we have to first line them up vertically. All right, so I'm going to take all these numbers and I'm going to put them in order. Or I'm not going to put them in order. I'm just going to put them on all lined up vertically. So there's the first one. And then we're going to do 46 decimal 8. There's the second one. 46 decimal 2. 46 decimal 9. 46 decimal 3, 4. So there's all the numbers. Now, if you remember, the first thing that we're supposed to do is fill in the holes. So I'm going to put a line through these so that we know that these were added extra separately. They weren't in the original number, okay? All right, so we've lined them up. And then what we have to do is we have to identify the numbers going from least to greatest, or we would say L to G, okay? And we're going to always start by looking at the biggest place value. So in this case, it's the tens place. Well, all of these are exactly the same. So there's nothing to look at there. Then we're going to go to the ones place. All exactly the same. Then we see that our decimals are all lined up, so that's good. So now we're looking for the smallest number. So we have 3, 8, 2, 9, 0, 3, 8, 2, 9, and 3. The smallest number is the 2. So that means this would be our first digit, or our first smallest number. So 46 and 2/10 is the smallest. All right, so I'm going to mark that one out. Now, 3, 8, 9, 3. All right, so the smallest number is 3, but I have 2 of them. So now I'll have to look at the second digit, which is in the hundredths place. So which is smaller, 37 or 34? Okay, 34 smallest. So my next one is 46 decimal 3, 4. So that means 46 and 37 hundredths is going to come next. 46 and 37 hundredths. All right, so now I'm left with 0.8 and 0.9. I know that 0.8 is smallest. So 46 and 8/10, followed by 46 and 9/10. So I went least to greatest, putting them in order. Now, if the question asks which digit is in the, or which number is in the third place, well, if I put them in least to greatest, the third one would be 46 and 37 hundredths. Okay, so you need to first remember to line the decimals up. Then you need to compare, line the decimals up, fill in the holes, After you fill in the holes, then you compare, starting with the greatest place value. Okay, so your assignment with this Edpuzzle is this packet. So if you don't have this packet, go get it from the sub, okay? It's the packet with this on the very front, okay? All right, so we're going to go through these together, and I'm going to do the first one first, and then we're going to talk about the other ones, and you're going to solve them. It says books in the library are arranged by the Dewey Decimal Number. The Dewey Decimal Numbers for 5 books are shown in the picture. Okay, this one was on your CBA. Lana will put these 5 books in order from least to greatest. Which book will be in the 4th position? So the first thing you should have done was put these numbers in vertical representation. So 419.018. And you should be doing this on your paper right now as I'm talking. 417.97. 417.309. 418.63. And then 418.537. Okay. All right. And then we're going to fill in the holes. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to compare. And it says least to greatest. So we're going L to G from least to greatest. So I'm going to start by comparing the hundreds place. It's all the same. And then I'm going to do the tens place, and it's all the same. Then we get to the ones place, and they're not the same. I've got 9, 7, 7, 8, 8. Well, we're going least to greatest, so we're going to start with the 7. So which is smaller, 7 and 9/10 or 7 and 3/10? 7 and 3/10 is smaller. So I'm going to come over here and I'm put 417.309. And that one is done. Which means 417.970 would be next. Alright, so now I'm going to look. Least to greatest. 9, 8, 8. Well, 8 is smaller than 9. So, which is smaller? 8.6 or 8.5? Okay, so 418.537. And then 418.63, because that 0 was added. And that means 419.018 is in the fifth. So we went from least to greatest. And the question says, which book was in the fourth position? So once you've put them in the order that they asked for, least to greatest, the fourth position is going to be the fourth number down. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So this was our answer. 418 and 63/100. Which should have been J. Okay. Some of you attempted to do this. Some of you just didn't. You just guessed. You just 1, 2, 3, 4 and you were done. Or 1, 2, 3, 4. And some of you just luckily got it right. And some of you didn't get it even close to being right. So you really have to make sure that you line up the decimals. And then decide if you're going least to greatest or greatest to least. Okay? All right, so let's try that on this one. It says, the table shows the mass of 4 rocks. Which number sentence correctly compares the masses of 2 of the rocks? So this is a comparing. Greater than, less than, or equal to. So what you should do, correctly compares the mass of 2 of the rocks. Okay? So you've got 0.429 and 0.438. So this is A. And it's saying that is the answer. B is 0.438, 0.483. And it's saying this is the answer. All right, C, 0.429, 0.43, and it's saying it's greater than. And then D is saying equal to 0.438, 0.43. So what we're going to do is we're going to check each answer choice. Okay, let's work from the bottom up and fill in the hole with a 0. 0 and 0, oops, that one's equal. 4 and 4, 3 and 3. So far, so good. 8 and 0 are not the same. 8 would be bigger. So this cannot be an equivalent fraction. Or decimal, sorry. All right, so let's look at C. Fill in the hole. 0 and 0, 4 and 4, 2 and 3. It's saying that 3 is bigger, which means 0.43, it should look like that. So 43 should be bigger. So D and C are out. All right, B, 0 and 0, 4 and 4, 3 and 8. 8 is bigger. So 483 should be the bigger number, which means it is a less than symbol. 4 and 38 thousandths is less than 4 and 83 hundredths. 483, sorry. All right, 0 and 0, 4 and 4, 2 and 3. 3 is bigger, so that means this one would have been bigger. So B was our answer. Okay? All right, so that's how we compare. So let's flip the page and let's look at the next problem. 4 students are traveling to a math contest. The table shows the weight of the 4 students' suitcases. In what position would Juan's suitcase be if the weight of the suitcases in pounds were ordered from greatest to least? All right, so if we put these order from greatest to least, what position would Juan's suitcase be if the weights in pounds were ordered from greatest to least? So the first thing you need to do is write down all those numbers in vertical form, lining up the decimal. Okay, so once you've lined up the decimal, now fill in the holes. Then start comparing based on the tens place. So we're looking at the whole numbers. And then you're going to look at the ones place. And you're putting them in order from greatest to least. So you're looking for the biggest first. And then make sure you rewrite the number. And then which one was Juan's suitcase? First, second, third, or fourth? All right, so we're going greatest to least. So 2, 2, 2, 2 is all the same. 4 and 4 are the biggest. So 4.8, 4.7. So greatest is going to be 24 and 8 tenths. And then 24 and 75 hundredths. And then we have 21 and 21. So 1 6 and 1 4. 1 6 is going to be the biggest. So 21 and 605 thousandths. Followed by 21 and 48 hundredths. So we went from greatest to least. So 24.8 was Tiana. 24.75 was Emmanuel. 21.605 is Juan. And 21.48 was Kimberly. So if you're looking at this from greatest to least in order, in what position would Juan's suitcase be if the weight of the suitcases in pounds were ordered from greatest to least? Here's Juan's. First, second, third. You should have picked H. All right, solve this one. The next one, sorry. Elias has 3 containers of cooking oil. The table shows the volume of cooking oil in each container. Which list shows the containers in order from least to greatest volume in liters? So we're going least to greatest. All right, so you should have said 0.946, 0.502, 1.42, fill in the hole with a 0. You should have all this work on your paper. All right, we're going least to greatest. So we're looking at zeros first, and then 9 and 5. 5 is going to be first. 0.502 is least, which means 0.946 is second, and then the greatest is going to be 1.42. So we just put them in order from least to greatest. All right, so 0.502 is Y, 0.946 is X, and 1.42 is Z. So you're looking for the containers Y, X, Z. Sorry, you can't see that. Y, X, and Z. 0.502 was Y. 0.946 is X. And 1 and 42 hundredths is Z. So, Y, X, Z. So, Y, X, Z. All right, so it was G. Okay. All right, 2 more. The table shows the times the times it took 4 runners to finish a race. Which comparison of these times does not correct? Which of these times is not correct? Okay, so you're comparing. So A, B, C, or D, which one is going to be correct? All right, so let's look. So I did this one a little different just to show you another way to look at it. So I did A, 20 3/10 less than 20 35 hundredths. And then I took 20 3/10 and I just moved it over here, lining up the numbers and the decimals, and then filling in the hole with a 0. B was 19 795 thousandths, greater than 19 8/10. 19 8/10 is smaller, so I just pushed it over here and lined up 19 decimal and then the tenths place. Okay, and then I'm going to fill in the holes with zeros. All right, 19 8/10 less than 20 3/10. So I just moved it over and lined it up. 20 35 hundredths is less than 19 795 thousandths. So I just moved 20 35 hundredths over, lined it up, and then I'm going to fill in the hole with a 0. Now I can compare 20 and 20, 0 and 0, 3 and 3, 5 and 0. 5 is bigger, so that means this is the correct symbol. Okay, B, 1 and 1, 9 and 9, 7 and 8. 8 is bigger, so it should go like that. So this one is not correct. Okay, C, 2 and 1. 2 is bigger, so that's correct symbol. D, 20 and 35 hundredths. 1 and 2. 2 is bigger, so that means this number over here is bigger. Okay, so that one is correct. So it says, which comparison of these times is not correct? That means the answer would be B. B was not correct. All right, and the last one, 2 numbers are shown. A number is in between is missing. Which number can be placed in the box to show the numbers in order from greatest to least? Okay, so I know that I've got 6.027. So I'm going to take A, B, C, and D, and I'm going to fit them in here. 6.25. B is 6.02. C is 6.005. D is 6.028. And then our last number was 6.009. We'll fill in the holes. So which number can be placed in the box to show the numbers in order from greatest to least? So we're looking for A, B, C, or D. Which one's going to fit perfectly in between 0, 2 and 0, 0? Or in between 27 and 9. So 250, it's out. That is way bigger than 27. Way bigger than 9. Okay, 20, 0.02 or 20 is in between 9 and 27. So that's a maybe. C, 0.005. 5 is less than 9. So that one's out. 6.028. 28 is going to be higher than 27, so that one is out, which means the only one we have left is 6.02, which is B. Okay? All right. When you finish this, you are working on the Google form.